Alright guys, what's going on? This is Otis here. And today's commentary is about just how to be a better gamer just in general and stuff. And a lot of things are pretty much like common sense and stuff, but a lot of people don't really like think about it until you actually go and start thinking about it and going, oh, that kind of, makes sense, with what I'm talking about and stuff. But first I'm going to tell a little bit about the gameplay. It's no shark canals and a little bird gameplay, which I'm famous for, me and my helicopter gameplays. And so I ended up going 13-2. I did have one suicide when I tried to spawn on them, and I spawned on one of the points accidentally. And so I think the final score, because of that, was like 13-3 or something. I was like second or third in points. Not really sure exactly where I was at, but overall it was a pretty good game. And my first death too was me just being a jackass. I guess I was a little rusty and ended up flying into one of the pole things, which is kind of embarrassing, especially just when you're a good pilot. You should just never fly into anything like ever, and it's just it's sad, but it happens sometimes, occasionally, even to the best of us. But the first tip that I gotta say today is don't let distractions like bother you when you're playing games. You gotta be sitting down, and being just focus like on the game. You can't have like your wife or your girlfriend you know to your background, oh, take the trash out, do this, do that. It's just not good. You need to focus on the games, focus on the guy that's trying to kill you so you can kill him before he gets there. I mean, I'm sure every single person here has been on a team or played any type of game where you've got kids in the background going running around, SpongeBob SquarePants, playing. And it's like, you can mute them if you can on certain games. Like in Battlefield, you can't mute them. You have to move to another squad and stuff. And so, that's kind of important too. And that goes with, with playing people too. So you're nice and like comfortable and like familiar, with your settings and stuff. And my next tip is, just get comfortable. You gotta relax, you gotta breathe, you just gotta slow it down, and there's like situations that like when you have like your gaming setup too. Some people have to play close, some people have to play far, some people are in that middle distance. You gotta find that like good distance that helps you. Some people like sitting like below the TV or like above the TV, just depending on how the height of the TV is compared to like where they're sitting down. Some people like playing standing up. Most people like playing sitting down. Maybe laying down in a bed sometimes. Just little things like that just can go so long and like so far with just playing games. And it does help you out when it gets towards the end. And personally, like I only like playing games in two ways, and that's either in my underwear or in pajamas. It's gotta just get good proper clothes. I can't stand playing like in jeans or like a sweatshirt or something like that. I just have to be just relaxed when I'm playing games. Alright, my second to last tip would definitely be to buy some gaming headsets if you don't have them already, because anyone who's got gaming headsets can attest to it's so much better. Like when you first get them though, you'll play actually even worse than you did without them, just because your body's not used to the sound and whatnot. But it's just so much better having the sound, pretty much surround sound if you get a good enough headset too. Some of them do cost a pretty penny if you want to get like the super high-end ones, but I would definitely suggest instead of buying maybe a game that you might play for maybe a month or two and then throw on your shelf to collect as much dust as possible, it's just not buy a game and buy some gaming headsets. They know the cheapest ones run, I believe it's about $50 or so, like $40 or $50 maybe for just like for the cheapest and decent set. I use the PX21s, which you can use for the PlayStation and Xbox, which I've enjoyed those I've had them for almost a little over 2 years, I believe now, and they're perfect. They're pretty much they haven't failed me at all. I know a lot of people have problems with certain gaming headsets. What I hear is they last between about a year and a half, and so I wouldn't be surprised if mine failed, anytime soon. It wouldn't surprise me at all, because a lot of times you'll either get like the audio goes or like the talking goes. But if you can afford them, I would definitely highly suggest buying them, because it does help you out. You can find enemies closer and like further away from you, and where it's just you're able to locate them a lot better. And my last tip that I would say is just have fun. Play with your friends. Even if you don't have friends, talk to people, make friends. That's why we're playing video games. We're here to have fun and just relax. For an hour or two or 8 hours, depending. However however much time you can play games, because some people are fortunate enough to play for an extended period of time, you could say. And luckily sometimes I get that extended period of play, luckily, just because my job is pretty much at a perfect time. And then with school too, I've got a lot of free time, luckily, on my hands where I'm able to do that. And it's just when you start playing with a group of people, you'll start learning everyone's like tendencies, what they like to do, whether they like to snipe or run a gun. And it just gets a lot more comfortable when you're able to call out, maybe someone with like you're able to call them like, hey John, they're over there to your like left or something. It's it's just a lot easier to call things out too, if you have your gaming headsets and then you're playing with buddies, because typically what will happen is someone will always run with like an engineer class and assault and stuff, and so you can say, hey, I need a revive, and you spawn beacon over here, and you just work a little bit better like a well-oiled machine. And so here's just some tips, just to make you a better gamer, just like overall, that I would suggest. But hopefully you guys ended up liking the video, and thanks for watching.